As the war between Russia and Ukraine approaches the 4th anniversary, Russia launched a series of missiles and drones targeting several cities across Ukraine.
And this comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin says developing Russia's nuclear forces is now an absolute priority. The barrage of missiles and drones from Russia struck Ukraine's energy and railway infrastructure and other residential buildings. Moscow launched a wave of overnight strikes on Kiev and in the surrounding regions, flattening several residential buildings. According to Ukraine's national police, one person has been killed, while several others, including 4 children, have been injured.
The Ukrainian Air Force said that Russia fired 50 missiles and 297 drones. Furthermore, Ukraine's energy ministry said that residents in 6 eastern and southeastern regions have been left without power after the strikes. Following the attacks, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky lambasted Russia, saying that Moscow continues to invest in strikes more than in diplomacy.
Earlier on Sunday, multiple explosions rocked the Ukrainian city of Lviv. As per the country's national police, 1 police officer was killed while 24 others were injured in the attacks. Following this, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called the explosions as an act of terrorism.
It is difficult to call it otherwise, as it was precisely a cynical and cruel terrorist act. 2 explosions, the second one when the rescuers arrived on site. 25 people were wounded. Unfortunately, 1 person, a policewoman, died.
But on the other hand, Russian authorities claim that 2 men have been killed following a drone strike by Ukraine in the western Belgorod region. Amidst the intense barrage of missile strikes, Hungary said that it is mulling to block EU's latest package of sanctions on Russia if Ukraine does not reopen the key Druzhba pipeline that supplies oil to the country. In a post on social media, Hungarian Prime Minister said that the sanctions package will be rejected. Budapest also warned that until the oil transit resumes, decisions important to Kiev will not move forward.
And following this, Slovakia also backed Hungary's threat to block the European Union sanctions package. Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico said that they are halting the emergency electricity supplies to Ukraine.
What the Ukrainian president is doing will, of course, lead to reciprocal measures. Tomorrow, I will visit the state-owned company SEPS and ask it to stop emergency electricity supplies to Ukraine.
Ahead of the 4th anniversary of the Russia-Ukraine war, thousands took part in rallies and anti-war marches in Budapest, Madrid and Barcelona as a show of support for Ukraine. Citizens and Ukrainian expats could be seen chanting and marching across the streets, holding placards and the Ukrainian flag.
I expected from the start that Ukraine will be the enemy target and it will become the height of the election campaign. But I have not noticed in my surroundings that the view of the war would have changed significantly. We are not talking about the view of Ukraine, but it is about a war that Russia had started and refuses to stop.
I'm here for all the people suffering in Ukraine. Many have lost their homes, their friends, their family, for all the men and women on the front who are fighting for our freedom and our rights.
Meanwhile, Pope Leo XIV has called for peace in Ukraine. In an address at the St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, the Pope said that peace in Ukraine is an urgent necessity and it cannot be postponed.